get started here shortly. I just want to say hi to all of you guys that are joining us for our Get More Clients with Sales Funnel Automation. So I'm really excited about this topic. It is going to be jam-packed full of information. So we're going to go ahead and get started right away. So if you have any questions and if you're new here in Hopin, it's very straightforward. There's a chat on your right hand side of your window, so feel free to use that and ask any questions in the chat so that I don't have to navigate in the Q&A, and I'll get to it as much as I can. Though at the end of the presentation, if I don't get to it, I will make sure to reach out to you so that all of your questions are answered, so that there is no confusion and tech overwhelm for your business. So I will go ahead and share my screen here, which is the presentation that we are going to be discussing. And then I will hide my pretty face for right now, because for some reason, my computer feels like it's going to fly away if I have too many things going with my webcam and also my presentation screen being displayed. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the presentation and then hide my camera for now. Hopefully you can still hear me. It looks like my mic is still on. If you can hear me, please drop me in the chat that yes, you can hear me, just so I know that this is still working properly, since this is the first time I am also presenting on Hopin. I am gonna check. Yes, thank you so much, Christine. I am gonna go ahead. Thanks, Neil. I am gonna go ahead and go right into this then. So I am really glad to have you guys here with us today, because we're gonna dive deep into this. And in less than 30 minutes, you will learn exactly what it takes to leverage the sales funnel to get more clients online, and the exact tools that will help you actually stop the tech overwhelm and accelerate the momentum in your business so you can help more people. That's really what we want at the end of the day here. And at the end of the presentation, I will give you a link so that you get everything here in the presentation, so that if you need to take notes or if you miss anything, we will be able to give you that also. So this is for you, and you're in the right place. If you've put a bunch of amazing freebies and offers in the past for your business, but you've struggled to get these goodies in the hands of your ideal clients before your competitors end up reaching your clients first, and when your clients reach out to you, you feel like you have nothing to show for. This is also for you if you've Googled what you need to do to get more clients, but all the overwhelming searches and suggestions gave you more of mismatched information that you had to duct tape yourself, and you feel like you're more stuck than before. And lastly, this is for you if you've given so much of your time and energy to your business, and yet there seems to be more work at the end of the tunnel instead of this so-called freedom-based lifestyle. So this is me in the picture. I'm the tallest in the picture here. I made my siblings duck down for my birthday one year. I'm originally from the Philippines, so I love being in Minnesota. However, I do miss the tropical place that I was from. So I would love to know in the chat if you guys are originally from Minnesota, like what city you're in. I'm in Maple Grove right now. If you're not, I would love to know if anyone else is out there that is also not from Minnesota and where you're from. So I originally, Alaska for Neil. Wow, that is amazing. I actually had a computer science degree, and then I decided that I am going to use my degree to help female entrepreneurs. So I'm not going to read you my bio. I have it on the bottom here in the notes section, but I pretty much am doing systems strategist for my company called Passion Breakthrough, and I help female entrepreneurs specifically implement practical strategy and also simple systems for their business. So, all right, I'm seeing some, I just want to take a couple seconds here. I'm seeing some amazing stuff. Okay, so we have another person in Maple Grove. So Mike, I guess we're neighbors or something. And then Christine is in Roseville, and Virginia Beach. Wow, Virginia Beach. I want to visit there. We have family there. St. Paul, and again, there's Alaska, which I've been there, and I heard something in regards to Alaska, which is like the best winter I've spent was the summer in Alaska. And that is really true. If you guys get a chance to travel to Alaska, I definitely recommend it. Okay, so a little bit about my story and why I decided to use this topic for you guys today. So I was overwhelmed when I first started doing my own business. I was really on the fast track to burning out and burning up my savings. But then I finally decided that, you know what, I'm going to implement what I learned in my computer science degree and in my IT management, which is to implement systems in my business. And within 24 hours, I made two high ticket sales, which is like over $1,000 is what is the definition of high ticket. And that is an amazing turnaround. So it was kind of a dumb moment for me, so don't judge. And because of systems, simple systems, I wake up to new leads and sales automatically every single day, even though when I'm even on vacation. So that is something that I want for you. And that's why I share my story in regards to, you know what, I went from being overwhelmed and doing everything in my business. And because of systems, because of the sales funnel that we're going to talk about today, you can also wake up to sales and leads automatically without you putting more time into your business. So I've went through this training with a bunch of different people, so I know that this is something that I jam packed for you, and they've told me that it's good. So hopefully that is also the case for you guys here today. Here's what we're going to try to achieve here. The first thing is that I want you to walk away from this training with the right tools you need to help you build a successful and sustainable business without working more hours. I also want you to stop feeling like you're not moving forward in your business and actually start reaching your dreamy clients who are ready to work with you, not just some random, like relative that is just trying to support you or anything like that. And the third thing is that I want you to feel like Beyonce in your business. You want to get the recognition that you deserve. Stand out from all the noise and the competition, that your ideal client will actually be the ones to refer their family and friends to line up at your door. And then you will also have the system in place so that you can also work with them. So this is going to be jam-packed full of information. So if you are multitasking, please do me a favor. It's just going to be for another 20 minutes. Shut the distractions and close your doors and grab a thick notebook. And again, if you missed earlier, I will be giving you the presentation as well, so you don't have to necessarily take every single notes down. But for the most part, there are some conversational piece that I don't write down in the presentation that I will just be speaking out. Okay, so the first thing I want to discuss is the myth, because I've heard it all. It seems like people either think sales funnel are too complicated, too expensive. They have no idea what that is, which we'll cover here today. They don't think it's necessary for their business, or that they're still just starting out and it's not necessary yet, or that it's just a fad, that it's going to go away and that something better will come along their way. So all of these things are not necessarily true because, like from a case study that failed perspective, the business owners who do not respond back to their potential clients within 24 hours are 60 times less likely to actually convert those leads to sales. So if you do not have a good system in place, you may be missing out on clients and your competitors might be getting those business. The second thing is that this is really long, but I'll try to summarize it. Pretty much what this is saying is that sales funnel, you need traffic to be brought into your website. Without the traffic, then you don't have a chance to get your visitors to be converted to your subscribers, and less eyeballs means less sales. If you don't have any sales, then at the end of the day, you may not actually have a sustainable business in the long run. So being careful that you have sales funnels in place to have that. So I want to talk about the alternative here. Having an automatic process in place will bring in more leads, will help you follow up with your potential clients and convert more sales without working day and night using overcomplicated tools that break the bank. And I'll suggest some tools for you to take a look at here in a minute as well, so that there's many different Googleable tools out there, but I'll give you some suggestions to get you started. So here's a couple of success stories. So case study success. Depending on your industry, in my industry, here's some big names: Marie Forleo and Russell Brunson. Any industry you're in, there's going to be some big shot, and they're not going to be just handing you some free lead magnet manually, or like booking a call with you manually. They have a process in place. I can assure you that. So it depends on what industry you're in. It's going to be similar, but these two people for sure, I know that they have sales funnels, because otherwise they won't be able to scale and grow their businesses, or they won't be able to sleep at night or have a different part of their life outside of their business. So the second thing, bringing all the way back to me and my clients, someone you actually know a little bit, is that we are actually doing this for us. And I know it works. It works for me. It works for my clients. We get to work smarter and not harder to generate more sales while enjoying our life along the way, and get to spend time in summits like these, like be able to spend time at the startup week, because then, like I know that I'm protecting my time and energy that way. So here are the basics, and I'm going to walk you through step by step on all of these different things. The first thing I want to cover is what is a sales funnel, because we are all in different areas in regards to our learning curve. So I want to cover the very basic, the different types. There's many different types. I'll cover the basics in that one and why these are important for you and for your business. So the first thing, a sales funnel is all about your customer journey. You probably have seen this or heard about this, is the fact that, it's all about getting in front of your ideal customers to build trust and turn them into happy, loyal buyers. So I put the IDA, which is awareness, interest, desire, and acting. At the end of the day, what we want is the fact that we want them to know you, like you, trust you, and then be loyal to you. It's almost like dating. It's like seeing who's out there, out in all of the different people, and then picking and choosing which ones of these people are actually your ideal client, instead of focusing on everyone, because not everyone is your ideal client either. So there's many different types of funnels. Put together the top 5, but you can always combine these with the different types of funnels together. And there's other more quote unquote expert levels out there, like invisible funnel, reverse funnel, and those kinds of stuff. But at the end of the day, you want to be able to build your list, like generate leads, because we want to collect email addresses from people. When you do not collect email addresses, you're missing your opportunity to follow up with your potential clients. Like, for example, if you're depending on social media, whether it's LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, at the end of the day, if those platforms crash or they kick you off, you may not have a process where you can still communicate with your client. So you want to be able to collect the email address, because you own those email address. You're going to be able to communicate with your ideal client that way. So make sure you have that in place. And then the second biggest thing is the fact that you want to make a sale without having you always sending out an invoice manually to your client. So make sure you have some sort of a self-liquidating offer in order for you to make a sale online. So I won't go through the list. You can read that here. The different reasons why this is important for us as business owners is because it puts the focus on your customers. At the end of the day, our customers are our top priority. We want into this business because we want to help them. The other part is because we want to automate our business so that we can scale, we can grow, we can continue to help more people, and we want to increase our profit. And that's not because we're money hungry or anything like that, but because the more money we have, the bigger our chances are to help more people. So those are the top reasons why we want to put systems in place to help our business, and we can work smarter. So the top part of the sales funnel, so I'm going to now break down all of the different steps here and give you some examples. So the top part is the awareness. So how you can do this is by showing up on social media, like where your ideal client hangs out, and also where you like to hang out. So for me, for example, I haven't been much active on LinkedIn lately because it's not a platform that I feel comfortable in at the moment. I feel more confident in Instagram and Facebook. So that is where I hang out. So those are the kinds of things that there's always people everywhere. That is something you need to consider. It's just a matter of how do you really want to reach your client and make sure that you're showing up as a real human being. So engage with people, not just continually promoting your business. And you probably heard it before in regards to like when you come to a networking event, you don't want to be the person who's always like shoving a business card in someone's face. You want to really engage. You want to show up as an authority and edutain. People like to be edutained anymore. They don't want to be bored to death in terms of the different information that you're trying to also be over their head with. So know very clearly in networking events or when you show up on social media on the reason why you're showing up. So for example, on my Instagram and my Facebook that I have here, I have indicated on my bio that I am doing systems and strategy type of thing and that I'm helping people with their business. So that is the reason I go on social media, not to engage with my uncles or my cousins or anything like that. It's really business focused. So make sure you know why and be consistent about it. Okay, so the next thing is for them to now like you. Now they're seeing your face. Now you're showing up on their newsfeed. The second thing is now for them to like you. And the best way to do this is to provide some sort of a lead magnet. It's kind of like when you go to a shopping mall, to Costco, where you're getting a free sample of something before you buy. And now you're buying bulk of something because you do enjoy what you're getting. So lead magnet has many names. Like it can be like free lead, opt-in offer, freebie, the hook, whatever you want to call it. All you really want to provide here is it's a quick win and address your audience pain point and that it resonates with them. It's like a prelude to your bigger offer, and anything in between in terms of like maybe it's just 10% of what your offer is, and then you open it up to the 90% if they give you in exchange for monetary value. So here's a few different types. Don't overcomplicate it. You can even Google like what's the top, if you're a health coach, for example, you can Google top 10 health recipes or something like that, and then put together a checklist or a workbook, and then put that behind a landing page, which I'll show you here in a minute, so that you can get their email address in exchange for the information that you are providing to them. So here's how it works. Like I was mentioning, you have a landing page where you collect their email address. And then when they give you their email address, you will then give them access to that freebie that you have, because it's kind of like that exchange, right? The value exchange. As long as your ideal audience feel like there's value in them for them, then they will be happy to give you their email address. Okay, so I want to kind of pause. You don't have to do this in chat if you feel like you want to keep this to yourself or anything like that. I just want you to think about your business in terms of like, if you even have a lead magnet, right? Like how on point do you feel like your free lead magnet is that you're providing for your ideal client? Because if you're providing something and yet it's providing it and it's targeting everyone instead of your ideal client, that's not necessarily good enough either. You want it to really speak to your ideal clients, to really help them with their transformation, provide value to them. So think about it for you, for your business, and make sure that you are addressing this. And if you've answered anything less than a 5, but you feel like you don't have the time or expertise to duct tape another Google recommendation, and you know that your ideal clients is out there and they need your offer, we are going to cover more of that for you. So I just want you to think about it, because those are the types of things that we are going to cover here. Okay, so again, I'm going to give you this presentation, and if there's anything that I'm covering a little too fast, please do let me know, and I can slow down a little bit. I just want to make sure that we are spending some time here in our presentation and also giving you some chance a little bit later to ask questions. The third one that we have here is to actually convert them. Now that you've shown up, now that they know you and like you, now we are going to get them to trust you, right? So we want to convert our clients and provide a landing page, which is pretty much just having a clear call to action in exchange for their information. We've provided one example, which is the email address opt-in, and I'll give you a few more additional examples here. So the first one, like I said, is the free lead magnet, where you're giving them something for free in exchange for their email address. That's a pretty straightforward one. The second one is if you are doing a coffee chat with them or a strategy session, you can have them pre-select a time that works best for them instead of like sending emails back and forth manually to be like, hey, when are you available? Is Tuesday available? Oh no, like what time zone are you in? So this really takes that overwhelm out by having some sort of a calendar page for them to choose the best time and the best day for them. The third thing is that a webinar. So something like this that we're doing today, which is a webinar, a training, and if you want to have them access the replay so that you're not always giving something live, especially if, again, you have different time zone. Like I have clients all over the world. Like I have a client in Bali. So sometimes like when she's awake, I'm asleep. So there's different information that she accesses at her convenience. So those are the kinds of stuff that you need to consider in terms of like having a webinar available at their convenience is also helpful. And then, of course, the last one that we have here, making them trust you, is having a sales page. So again, having the list of things, this is a really long sales page. That's why it's 2 pages here, because what we want at the end of the day is to really cover their pain points. It's a psychology-based sales page where you're addressing the emotional selling, some social proof, what the features are. Some people just focus on the features in regards to like, here's what you get, and then they don't focus on what type, how it betters, how it makes the client's life better. So those are the kinds of things that you want to cover in your sales page when you're thinking about your sales page that way as well. So it's pretty straightforward to have them to love you at the end of the day. It's just we overcomplicate it. Sometimes we want to deliver what we say, and sometimes we want to over deliver even, right? So those are the things. So once they place the order, they get the confirmation. We want to provide them the online access to your course if you're doing it as a online course. Otherwise, if it's something you're shipping out to them, or if it's something physical, make sure that they know, you give them a tracking information and stuff like that. So here's an example real quick for you, what it looks like. This is a digital platform, a learning management tool, or if you're just using Etsy, here's what it looks like. I don't know if anyone has been familiar with these tools, but I want to show you the back end, what it looks like on the consumer's end. And then again, my tip is that you want to stand out from your competition. If everyone is getting an Etsy purchase that looks like this, you want to stand out. You don't want to be just another Etsy seller, or you don't want to be just another learning management provider, right? You want to really send an extra welcome email, some extra gift or anything like that in your shipment. So like a welcome email, you know, like I got in something like this before where it's non-generic and it's just telling me step by step exactly what to do next, some links, some extra bonuses, those kinds of stuff. And then from a extra gift perspective, take them through a fun journey. It doesn't have to just be like this one box and they open it and that's it, and then they forget about you. Have some sort of a fun unboxing experience where they're going to remember you and they're going to tell you their friends about you. So that's what we want here. Okay, so we're going to dive right in the world of tools now. So we've covered the process. Now I want to cover, okay, now that I told you what you need to do, how can you actually do it? What tools can you use in order for you to do that? But I want to caveat the fact that automation it's not just about tools. It's about really the process as well that is going to be scalable and suits your business. It's going to give you the freedom to really focus on your zone of genius. So that's what we want here. So when you're creating your lead magnet, when you're creating your freebie, keep it simple. And the best way to do that is using a tool called Canva. Some of you may have heard this before. It's a design tool. It's online and they have a free version, and you can create some beautiful stuff. And then you can deliver that free lead magnet using Google Drive. You can just make it a shareable PDF so that your clients can get it as well. And then how you deliver that is through email. So you can deliver it by email. I personally, if you are looking for a free tool, I recommend MailerLite instead of MailChimp, because I've noticed and I've done some research in regards to the deliverable rate. And the deliverable rate of MailChimp seems like it's lower than other tools out there. Like MailerLite has similar functionalities as MailChimp with just better deliverable rate. And then when you are doing some online courses, there's a lot of different tools out there. So the tools that I have listed here, like I mentioned earlier, Etsy and Teachable, there's Kajabi, there's new ones out there like New Zenler and Groove. Be careful about the beta programs, just because if they're still in beta, then some stuff might not be sustainable yet, so that when your clients are accessing their stuff, then it might not be working sometime. So be careful about those. And also the other thing I want you to be careful is the fee. So when you're signing up for a tool, take a look at all the different terms and stuff like that, because, for example, I believe Etsy has a 10% fee. So every time you make a sale, they're taking a chunk out. So the payment processing fee is pretty standard across the industries, but when it comes to the quote unquote free tool fee, there's sometimes a little bit having additional fees on top of that behind the scenes. So be careful about that, because it is going to cut into your profit. The other tool that I recommend, because it's all in one and it has everything that you might need, and it has been in the industry long enough, so I feel confident that it's mature enough, is called Kartra. So it has your sales page, you can collect leads, you can have your calendar and all of those things. So take a look at that as well, if that is something that you might need for your business. But at the end of the day, I want you to really pick a tool that works for you. This is what I'm considering the Goldilocks rule, because you don't want to pick that's too small, because when you grow later on, it's going to be more time consuming, because now you're going to have to convert to these new tools. If it's too big, then you're paying for tools that are too big for what you need at this point in time, and it might be too complicated and too overwhelming. So really take a look at what exactly do you need, what exactly are you doing for your business, and then pick the tool. Don't pick the tool first before you figure out what exactly you're doing in your business. Otherwise, you might end up with a duct tape vehicle like we showed you earlier, in regards to like without any strategy. You might be going 60 miles an hour down the road with this thing, right? So it's not going to be pretty if that's the case. So make sure you're building a simple strategic system that works just for you, and making sure that you execute all of these correctly, which will then give you a business that is going to be crushing it. It's going to be profitable. It's going to be thriving and get you more sales in less time every single day. And the best part of it is that you will finally have that accelerator effort that moves your business forward where you want to without the overwhelm. So that is what I have for you today. And here is the link to get a copy of the presentation at readytechlaunch.com/summit bonus. That is where I put this, and also a recording of the presentation and a few other things. Thank you again so much, everyone, for tuning in.